heads, tails, both. But coin then lands on third side, the inside. When you fly, so wingish speed, then thwack, e path be glass, and broke beak slump on ground all quiver pigeon, while rattles rub hands in the shadow. And when he sings so full with bursting soul, he heart fly out of mouth, and then bashed be biff by all with ears, who cry, shut, shut, shut it up, O cack-a-muffin. Then welcome. Ooh, woof, welcome. In blue jam, blue jam, blue jam.
Right, Paul Meek.
Yeah.
So what can I do for you?
Well, I've done all these muscles under my arm here. I lifted a crate awkwardly.
Yes.
So it was all right till this morning. I woke up and just can't move this shoulder at all now.
Right, it's just round here, is it?
Yeah.
I see. Right, well, what I think I'm going to do with this is I'm going to do it over the phone. Okay. Just stay there while I go next door. I'll ring through and you pick up the phone. Okay?
All right.
Right, I'll speak to you in a minute. Paul, right, now tell me exactly where the pain is. Look, could you just hang on a moment? Look, could you keep your voice down? Because I can hear you through the door.
Oh.
There's no point in my doing this over the phone if I can hear you through the door, is there?
Right, yeah.
Okay, just keep your voice down.
Yeah.
All right. So, when did this happen? Oh, look, sorry, this isn't a very good line. Why don't you call me back? Yeah, it's 302, thanks. Hello, Barnt Green Health Centre. Sorry, who's this? Paul Meek. Well, I can't see you now, I'm with a patient. Look, is this an emergency? Well, then come in on Thursday morning. Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
Look, could you hang on a minute? I'm on the phone.
Yeah, but I was
Hello?
just wondering if it would be easier.
Yeah, could you just wait outside? Hello? Oh, silly buggers run off. Hello? Oh, there you are. Right, 10 o'clock on Thursday, okay? Good. Okay, well, I'll see you then. And can you go through the reception next time? I'm not the secretary. Righto, bye-bye. Right, so what's the story?
I have to come back Thursday.
Okay, then I'll see you then.
I was just wondering if you could just give
About
me
10 o'clock.
Right.
Yes?
Nothing.
I can see Steve Lamach as a frail old man in a wheelchair, trying to shake hands with an elephant.
Day before yesterday, I picked my car up for a garage. Geezer says, "Over there, mate, keys in the ignition." And I look, I cannot bloody believe it. The car is only 4 foot long. I said, "What's this?" He goes, "It's your car." I said, "What do you mean it's my fucking car?" He said, "Oh, that was what it was like when you drove it in here." You know, I said, "Don't fuck me about. How did I drive that in? It's only 2'6" tall." He goes, "You must have put on some weight." I thought I was going fucking mad. Then the manager comes out. He said, "What the fuck's going on here?" I said, "I paid good money for this." He goes, "What's wrong with it?" I said, "What do you mean what's fucking wrong with it?" I said, "Look at the size of it." He goes, "What?" I said, "It's only about 4 fucking foot long. What the fuck have you done to it?" Then he says, "Oh, well, that's how it came in." He goes, "I particularly remember that one because I used to have one myself. A fucking 4 foot Vauxhall carton." Oh, fucking yes. And I said, "Is that it then?" I said, "Is that what I have to drive away?" And I said, It's your car, take it or leave it, it's up to you. So I just had to fucking squeeze into it, didn't I? Fucking knees round my ears, and this 4 fucking foot car that's only 2'6" tall. I mean, what am I, fucking noddy? Fucking noddy? Noddy?
Susie and a thin man found me in the park. I was walking slowly round the pond and making the bones in my nose tickle by hooting. Susie said my mother had tipped her off after hearing my voice while throwing stones at the ducks. I had been there a day and a half. It's because of my job, I explained. Susie looked doubtful. Batch testing New Age CDs. But Hal said he didn't hire you in the end, she said. That would explain why he hasn't paid me. The thin man with Susie coughed up a small laugh and spat it onto the ground. You'd better come to dinner on Saturday, she said. Clive will be there too. She squeezed the man's arm. Clive is the suicide journalist. He was ghostly pale with black hair and a sad wit in his eyes. I'd say he looked like John Cusack, if I could remember who the hell John Cusack was. As he gazed moodily at the pond, Susie explained that Clive had announced in his weekly column that he had 6 months to live. On April the 15th, he would be committing suicide, and until then, he would write about how it felt to be staring death in the face. Clive took out a notebook and mumbled something about the blackness of a moorhen. Do you know what month it is now? She asked. I thought it might be Martober. Susie dabbed a damp eye and said that the suicide column was the saddest, funniest, most tragic and uplifting thing she'd ever read. He has just 12 weeks to go. I looked across the pond and started honking again. Susie turned to collect Clive, who was puffing on 3 cigarettes and smirking at his notes. 8 or late with a good excuse, she crooned, and popped a sweet in my mouth. I arrived well after dark. A smart woman opened the door. I couldn't afford a bottle of wine, I said, so I've drawn a picture of one on some cardboard. I'd prepared for the party by eating half a jar of instant coffee I'd found in the bins at Sainsbury's. She took my cardboard and said, "That's brilliant. Could I use you in a program?" When I asked her what sort of program, she said, I could make a whole series about the things people bring to parties. What do you do? I said, thinking of the window at Dixon's. My name's Hosanna Bell. I work in the War Marts. We stepped past Susie's yachting gear and into the dining room. 7 people sat noisily round a large bowl of oysters, but Susie wasn't a single one of them. I thought I was at the wrong party until they explained that the whole point was to be late, but with a good excuse. Why are you late? They asked. I said I'd had no money for a bottle of wine, and the homeless bloke at the tube station, who usually subs me a couple of quid because he says I look worse off than his dog, was being mugged when I asked him this time and hadn't given me a penny. And then I'd got lost because I'd forgotten whether Susie's house was directly opposite some trees or directly opposite no trees at all. Several conversations had started by the time I got to that bit. Susie arrived with great squeals and kisses. She revealed that she had spent the last 3 hours in bestial congress with a junior cabinet minister. Gobs hung open because everyone had thought he was gay, and several of them also knew that he was her half-brother. She wore a grin as big as a harper. Do you think Clive is still coming? Said a sincere man in glasses, and the talk turned at once to his column. Hosanna Bell said she had seen more truth in Clive's writing than the entire works of any writer she could think of. A woman called Emma agreed. "I'm still reeling. I don't know whether to weep, laugh, throw up or hug everybody." "That's just your protein rush," observed a man called Paddy, pointing to the 17 shells on her plate. Emma touched his leg. Paddy was Clive's editor and was busy milking the table by mildly deprecating the praise for Clive's column, so that people doubled it in protest. He was just declaring that the columns would have to be polished up for the book, when swearing in the hall announced the arrival of Clive. He looked a bit drunk and seemed small with his coat off. He said he was sorry he was late, but actually he didn't give a fuck. Everyone laughed, except Paddy. Susie said, "This brilliant man has asked me if you would all take it easy on the suicide questions tonight," and helped him liberally to bivalves. We nodded, of course, and I asked him if he thought oysters could commit suicide. Susie glared at me. I said I was just wondering if an oyster could make a decision like that, and if so, how it would die, because it couldn't really hang itself. "Are you being weird or sarcastic?" said Emma. I didn't know because I get the two feelings mixed up. She called me a plankton and started telling Clive about the time she had cut her wrists. "Look at my scars," she said. "They are beautiful, but not as beautiful as your columns." For some reason, Clive looked at me as he said, "Only the very ugly is truly beautiful. And if the printed word has any meaning, then it must come from the very edge of fucky bamboo boo." There were titters. Paddy muttered something about Clive alienating his fans, but was cut off by Emma. "No, Clive has every right to be drunk. You are in masses of pain, Clive, and you are doing it for us." "Yes," agreed Hosanna. Clive asked her what the hell she knew. "In the warm arts, we're strong on people how," she said. "And what you have done in volunteering to take your own life, Clive, is illuminate with poignant resonance the self-destructor in all of us." There was a ripple of applause. Clive, who had been sousing his oysters in vodka and setting them alight before hurling them down his throat, now added a cigarette to the turmoil and belched the word bollocks. Paddy banged the table and started telling Clive that if all he could do was get pissed and shove drugs up his bum for the last 12 columns, then he would lose all his priceless empathy. "This is the finest copy I've ever commissioned," he said, "and I'm not having it ruined by some jumped-up little floozy going all didums." A man called Stitt said that Paddy was threatening the purity of Clive's columns. If he uses the bottle, then that should come through in his work. "But he'll end up writing about you lot," said Paddy. Suddenly, all the guests were telling Clive about the time they'd nearly topped themselves. Hosanna Bell described how she'd been suicidal for 6 months after giving birth, until she'd decided to sue her baby for what it had done to her figure. Clive was insulting everyone and writing notes on his cuffs. "Losers, crap attempt," he shouted. "I want something that actually works." Someone said hosepipes work. Clive knew a bloke in a garden centre in Maidstone who actually cuts them to length for your particular car. He said the people carrier length hose was the most popular. "Wow," said Hosanna Bell, now also scribbling feverishly. "So then, Mr. Superstar," Paddy was saying, "what is the best way to kill yourself?" Clive said that in fact the best way he knew was to buy 200 foot of nylon rope, tie one end round your neck, the other round a lamppost, and get into your car and floor the accelerator. He said that's how his great-uncle had done it. He'd made Clive help him. He was just 9 years old, and he'd had to ride in the car and stop it crashing when his uncle's head came off. The blood had made the pedals very slippery. Clive blinked smarting eyes. The table fell silent. "Really?" said Paddy, genuinely shocked. "Of course not, you moron," brayed Clive, and went on to explain that we were all idiots. He could say anything and we'd lap it up, just because we thought his pain meant something.
How we wouldn't give him a second thought if he wasn't going to kill himself, except that actually he wasn't anyway because the whole thing was a hoax and he was going to say so in his column next week. Paddy erupted and decked Clive with the oyster bowl. Then he stood over him, roaring that this was his fucking idea. Clive had agreed to do it, and he wasn't going to wriggle out of killing himself now, not now there was a book. Clive crawled from the room. The general opinion was that Clive had just treated us to his most savage and moving cry for help yet. We had all underestimated his pain. "I feel choked up now," said Emma, "but if I read about it next week, I'll be crying for the rest of the year. Someone bring me a fucking fag." Clive's voice sounded glutinous. Susie gestured to me as everyone else was still debating the meaning of his actions. He lay on the floor, 2 regurgitated oysters a tongue's length from his leaking mouth, one of them still slightly alive. His nose seemed a better place for the cigarette. The caustic fumes revived him sharply, and he stumbled to his feet. "I'm going out," he said. "I'm going to break into a car and drive round drunk until I crash." As he lunged past me into the hall, his foot snagged on a rope among Susie's boat bags, and he fell on the seagrass. We both looked at the large coil of blue nylon. "Are you good at knots?" he said. Susie's car keys were hanging by the front door. "We might as well use the discovery," I said. "She'll be so thrilled to have a new story." About an hour later, I revealed that Clive hadn't just gone for a walk. He'd gone to divorce his head, and how I'd helped him with the keys and the knots. I needed to go to sleep, and had correctly anticipated that Paddy would punch my lights out.
How do I say your name again?
Martin.
Right, Martin. I think the headaches have a lot to do with your posture at the computer. Can I just look at your tongue? Yes. Do you get cold fingertips?
Yes. Yeah, sometimes.
I'll just take your pulse.
Oh.
Your spleen is damp. Have you had acupuncture before?
No.
It's important for patients to relax fully before I start the treatment. Otherwise it can be a bit distressing. Now just put your wrist down by your side. You may feel a little tingle when I put this one in. The nails I use are between 9 and 14 inches long and half an inch thick. Okay, and now to your stomach. They must go through the body part and at least 2 inches into the table. Otherwise the patient will slide off when I prop them against the wall. Can you move your head at all?
You don't want to?
Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, Martin, is prop you up on your board. Right. You might feel a little uncomfortable because you're taking the weight of your body on those nails through your arms.
Yeah.
So you might want to try and just push down a bit. Often I'll leave several patients together along the walls, half an hour. They're usually concentrating too much on themselves to notice anything else. Now, Martin, I'm just going to give your stomach nails a little tweak. Can you feel that? This one? Good. Sorry? Oh, Sarah's fainted. All right. Yeah, that's quite normal. All right, Sarah. I'm just waking you up. All right. There we are, right? That's it. Wakey, wakey. I think the treatment is very successful. Deep breaths, everyone. I've never had a patient come back. We have difficulty getting some of them to leave under their own steam. We just have to leave them out the back. They've normally gone in the morning. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Could you whack my bonobo? Oh, yeah. Whack my bonobo. Oh. Whack it, whack my bonobo.
Push your balls up my nose. Cackle my Gladys. Oh, cackle my Gladys. Oh, cackle my Gladys. Oh, more feeble granddad. Oh, more feeble granddad. Introduce me to Gladstone.
Hello! Yeah, no, disagree with my balls. Disagree! Really argue! Object! Object!
Shit your leg off. Shit your leg off.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on. Wait, your spunk come out green. God, I love it when the spunk comes out green. Yeah, get it green. Come on, green spunky. Come on, green. Green. Come on, make it green. Come on, make it come out green. Make it come out green. 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 I want it 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 green. I only want it if it's green. I only want it green. Make it green.
I could see the giant Simon Mayo thrashing around the funfair and kissing on the fleeing women's heads.
Did you mention to Jill how much Ted liked his Lego? He's made a great spaceship.
She's a bit worried because it said 8 to 10-year-olds on the box.
Yeah, but he's pretty bright for a 6-year-old. Incidentally, did he come home from school today?
No. No, he didn't. Should have been home about 6 hours ago.
That's odd, isn't it?
Do you think we should call someone?
Nah. He probably just decided to stay overnight at the school. Ted? No. Haven't seen him for about 2 weeks. Yeah. Well, if you see him, tell him to pop home. Okay, see you Friday. Dinner with Simon on Friday.
Shall I book a babysitter?
No. He's not going to turn up now. You don't suppose he thought we were picking him up from school?
Maybe I'd better give Mrs. Hill a call and just check if he's been standing outside for a couple of weeks.
Good idea.
Hello, hi. Yes, it's Sue Belgium here. Just calling about Ted in Primary 3. We just wondered if he'd been hanging around outside the school waiting to be picked up. Really?
She saw a bloke pick him up.
Yeah.
Handled him quite roughly, apparently.
And the man had a car?
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
Good.
Yes.
It was horribly raining.
Yes.
Do you think the man knew about his eczema?
Yeah. Sorry, Mrs. Hill, you don't know if this man knew that Ted was on goat's milk only, do you? No, just wondered. So he really bundled him into the back? Yes, yes. Okay. Well, thanks a lot. Yeah, will do. Bye-bye.
Sounds like we'll find him in the woods then. Okay, pass the phone. I'll get some of the lads to have a look on Saturday morning. Yeah, Mike? David? All right? How's Jill? Yeah? Yeah, we'll have to do that again. Listen, Mike, you watching the match in the pub on Saturday? You couldn't join me and some of the lads to crawl around the woods before kick-off? Yeah, Ted's gone missing. About 2 weeks. He was picked up from school by some dodgy-sounding bloke. Can you do that? Oh, great. Bring a spade. Yeah, about 2 o'clock. Great. Cheers.
You'll need a spade.
Well, I don't know if he'll have been buried or just been left out.
It'd be easier if he's been left out.
Yeah. fuck of a lot easier. Hello? Speaking. Oh, have you? Right. They found a body, love.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, can't really come over this evening. Sometime next week? They want us to go over and identify him.
Can they bring him round?
Yes, could you bring him over? Well, we're just sort of doing something at the moment. What about bunging him in a cab? All right.
What about his glasses?
Oh, yeah. Has he got blue plastic framed glasses on? Oh, well, I'm pretty sure that's him then. Blue frames. Make him look rather studious, yeah. Sounds like him. Well, that's good enough for us, yeah. So, what do you do now? Chuck him away? Oh. Can't you just... Yeah, I suppose. Alright, well, we'll see what we can do. Okay. Thanks a lot. Cheers.
What was that, love?
We'll have to pick him up and bury him.
Did they say what he'd been doing?
Well, it sounds like he was buggered quite a lot and then strangled.
It's a bit much.
Yeah, apparently it was that bloody Mike Holland that did it. I'll have a word with him next time I see him.
Yeah, we can tell him I'm pretty pissed off as well.
Mike Holland?
Well, I thought he was a bit of a twit.
Yeah.
Up on the roof, a naked DJ swears himself with jam. One final pleasure in the abject misery of his self-knowledge. He's distressed. We can hear that now. Sobs rack his body and somehow threaten to spoil the moment for a moment. But now he's back on track, throwing the coil of 3-core around his neck.
It shakes the numb and steps up the edge.
Now before the chord pulls tiny shouts, I'm Chris Miles, please forgive me. And the windows all around fly open and 1,000 voices cry out, no fucking way. And as his spine is snapped apart, I'm thinking, God, I hope he heard them.
Mr. Riley?
Yeah?
Come about the television.
Oh, right, yeah, come in.
Brand new one, isn't it?
Yeah.
But not working.
Well, it's working. It's full of lizards.
Lizards.
Come and have a look. It's through here. Yeah, man's come to fix the telly, love.
About time. It's a bloody mess.
Wow. Look at them. Probably need a replacement, wouldn't it?
No.
No.
That seems to be set up properly.
Not yet. But I mean, full of lizards.
The picture's good though, isn't it?
I'm not having a TV pouring lizards into my house.
You see, they're not really anything to do with me, strictly.
Yes, they are. It's It's a brand new television. It's not supposed to have lizards in it.
But you see, it doesn't say anything at all about lizards.
Of course it bloody doesn't. They're not meant to be there, are they?
Have you checked with the cable company, sir?
Well, it's nothing to do with them.
Have you checked with the cable company?
No, we haven't checked.
No.
Well, as I say, all I can suggest is you do try them. Maybe they'll be able to help you.
What are you saying, that the cable company is sending us lizards?
Yes,
What?
but by mistake. The lizards.
Hang on, look, mate. Right. It's quite simple, right? You sold us the telly, yeah? You delivered it, you set it up, and it starts pouring lizards, right? So we want you to come up with a solution. It's quite simple.
Sweep them
Sweep them up?
up. Yes.
Well, you sweep them up then.
No, you sweep them up.
What?
Well, as I keep saying, madam, they're really nothing to do with me.
Is that all you can say? It's nothing to do with me, is that it?
Wipers.
What?
You can have windscreen wipers to wipe them off the screen.
Now, look here. This is fucking ridiculous, right?
No need to swear, sir.
Look, I'll swear in my own fucking house if I want to, right?
No need for that.
What will your head office say, right, when I tell them about your uselessness at customer relations, eh?
Yeah. You said
What was that?
What did you say?
You did it. No, they say you did it.
You what?
Why do you do that? Why do you fill your telly up with lizards?
I told you that the lizards started coming out of the telly as soon as you set it up, right?
You filled them with lizards.
Right. I'm gonna fucking get you sacked, mate. And that isn't a threat, that's a promise, right? What's your name?
Mr. Lizard.
Stop fucking me about!
Fucking nincompoop.
Come on, what is it?
Mr. Lizard.
Right, what's your boss's name?
Another Mr. Lizard.
Stop it! Fucking stop it!
Mr. Lizard.
Come back in here! What is going? Fucking you think you're doing? Fucking come here! Come here and sort this out! You fucking come here!
Come on. Shh. Come on now. Shh. Don't do that, come on. Don't do that, come on. Shh. Stop it now. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
This is my head, get it off!
Come in. Oh, good morning.
Morning.
Sit down and have a seat and sit down.
Thanks.
Right, now, what seems to be the problem?
I've had a headache for about 2 weeks now, and it seems to be pretty constant.
Hmm.
And I've got blocked sinuses, but it also goes around the back as well.
Right.
And I feel dizzy quite a lot.
How are your ears?
They're okay.
Right. And how big's your wagger?
Sorry?
I'll need to have a look at your old chap.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Was it something to do with it?
Yes, get down, let's have a look. Wow. Yes. That's not bad. Can I just, yes, good weight.
Was this?
Yes, good density. Can you sling it around a bit? Swing your hips. Make it slap against your thighs. Good solid mass. Double the speed. Good.
Doctor, I'm not sure if...
Keep going. Now, my work. Well, it's nice, but not the same. Keep going. Kind of more slinky.
Can I stop now?
This is quite important. Do you understand what I'm doing?
Well, no.
I'm piecing together a holistic puzzle. Now, could you just keep that going? Hello, Sarah. Yes, could you ask Dr. Basingstoke to pop through? Thanks.
Please, can I stop now?
No, just keep swinging, or jump up and down. Ah, yes, that's powerful. Do that too much, it'll swing right up your arse. Look, I can get mine to go up my arse as well. Ah, Alison, look at this. Keep going. Oh, look at that, Alison.
Michael.
Synchronised cocks.
Michael, stop this.
They've almost got the same lob rate.
Michael.
Harmony of knobs.
Michael.
Ow!
Now stop it.
Really?
Yes. You too.
Oh, thanks.
But it's great.
I know, but it's not. I'm sorry about this. Just put your things back on.
Right. Is that not necessary then?
Not particularly.
Oh.
You too, please, Michael. Pants first.
Bloody hell.
Right, is it Nick?
Nick Foster.
Just pop through to the waiter and Nick and we'll fix you up another appointment, okay? Michael, this has got to stop.
Has it?
Yes.
He didn't mind.
He was furious.
Was he?
You're going to get into trouble.
Yeah. I suppose you're right.
If you want to talk about it, I've always got time.
Yeah. Thanks, Alison.
It's okay. See you later.
Alison.
Yeah?
I've probably got about 3 more goes at this before I get reported, haven't I?
Michael.
Please.
No.
Please.
2 more.
Oh, thanks.
Now, first of all, remind me, how do I say your name again?
My name's Andrew Morton.
And that's it?
I hope so, yes.
Okay, let's look at the book. New edition, here it is. First of all, its size. It actually looks bigger than it is, which is quite a crafty move. Was that the intention?
Well, it is a bit. It's a lot bigger than
the
original one.
Yes, but it does look bigger than it is as well. I mean, I'm not comparing it to the original. I'm just saying, here's a book. You see it in the shop, and it actually looks bigger than it is.
Well, I'm glad you think that.
Was that the intention?
I think no. The intention was just to print a book of her life.
I mean, 2/3 of the way through, having thought it's bigger than it is, you come to realise it's bigger than you actually thought it was. Because it is carefully constructed, isn't it?
Well, I think it's constructed in a.
I suppose the tragedy is you have to be.
You have to be what?
Now, looking at the way the book works, you seem to put your finger on things.
Well, what I've tried to do,
let me give you an example.
Sorry,
here we are, the tectonic plates which underpin society having shifted culturally, socially and politically in the previous few years. Now that describes exactly what had happened after Diana's death. So many people struggled to put their finger on that. Was it something you worked hard on, or did it just come out? I mean, how on earth?
Well,
the tectonic plates which underpin society having shifted culturally, socially and politically in the previous few years.
Well, I mean, several people have made a similar observation.
Well, they've made a bosh. And generally looked quite silly.
Well, to my mind, it seems that We've seen a major shift in our society.
So it's to your mind. It's to your mind when we look back to say 1982 that this says, hey, wait a minute, things are actually rather different.
Yes, I mean, I see the change quite profoundly. That you can see if you look at the news footage.
It is the tectonic plates that underpin society that have shifted culturally, socially, and politically.
I mean, I felt that quite profoundly.
And you thought that's it. It's the tectonics here. Very
well,
important.
I mean, that's
the history is important, isn't it?
And
what would it be like if we didn't have history?
Well, I think we'd have a rather shallow society. I mean,
well, you're a historian. I mean, what is it? Is it the facts? Is it the events? Or is it the words? Or the feeling of the words? Or the evidence?
I think it's the.
Which of these is the first?
I think the first thing is the evidence.
You can have evidence without actually any events.
Well, evidence about the events.
Right,
what I mean is that you need.
What if events defeat the evidence? Now, in the balance, I suppose, and particularly away from the heat of, say, 2 months ago, I think the balance is that Andy Morton is a decent guy. What I want to know is how you feel about other people who are feeding off the same carcass. The people who make computer games like Last Chase, where you are playing a paparazzo, chasing a car through a tunnel. Subtitle of the game, Snap the Dying Bitch, you know.
Does that really exist?
Well, it's on the internet, isn't it?
Good grief.
Guess which country that comes from?
America.
Right. What's your moral position on Last Chase?
Well, I mean, I find them fairly abhorrent. Because all you're doing is exploiting somebody's death for that.
I just wonder if I could read a section of the book.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Right.
Are we done?
Shh.
Who's this to?
It's just longer than I thought, actually. Hang on. I'm reading it now. I'm nearly at the end.
Oh, he's reading it.
I need quiet when I'm doing this, otherwise I get put off. I had to start again though because you spoke while I was reading it. Andrew?
What?
Thank you. There's still a noise there. You're still doing a kind of... Were you doing something with your pen?
I'm absolutely silent.
I'm just getting down to Break Her Heart, okay. Very good, nearly there.
Good boy.
Oh, hang on, little creak there, hang on. Just do that last sentence again. Good, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ashley.
Hello? Are you Maria? Come here.
Where's the body?
Just here.
How did it happen?
We had a fight. Fell down the stairs. Banged his head on the step.
Right. Listen carefully and do exactly as I say. I need buckets, a saw, an axe if you've got one, a bread knife, mops,
rubber gloves, and some juice.
Juice.
Yes. Please, orange, please.
Oh, right. Hello.
Hurry up!
Okay. Sorry.
Right. Now, everything I cut off, you put in the bucket. Feet first. Hold his shin.
Jesus, you fucking killed him!
Shut up!
You shot him!
Shut up!
He was still alive!
Be fucking quiet! Get the phone.
Hello? Yes.
Who is it?
It's one of the neighbours.
Tell him it was the boiler.
It was the boiler. No, it was the boiler. Yeah, it's...
It was a fucking boiler. Now mind your fucking business.
What did you do that
Shut
for?
up and help me sort out the man.
But I can't do that.
Don't argue, just chop him up. We're in a real hurry now. Answer it and tell him to go away.
Hello?
Everything all right, sir? We heard there were some loud bangs.
Yeah, it's fine.
Mind if I come in for a moment?
Well, it was a...
What's that? Oh my God.
Yeah, there's been an accident.
He killed the man.
What? What, love?
He killed the man.
Is that right, sir?
I hired you to sort this out.
I think you'd better come with us.
And you fucked it up.
I am only 4.
Come on, sir.
You said you could sort it out.
I did try.
Said you've done this before.
Come on.
I am only 4.
I'll fucking get you.
I am 4 years and 3 months. Chopped up man, 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 chopped up man.
I think that my biggest fear right now is definitely getting the gush.
As a director, I've seen the gush close up, and it's not pretty. The guy just gets locked into an ejaculation and doesn't stop until he's dead.
The first guy that ever was to get it was Dean Dorsey. I've seen the clip. He's doing the snot shot, and suddenly there's this real panic on his face, and he just keeps staring down at himself, and he's whimpering, oh my god, and it's like a sad voice, freaky clown. He's coming with the tears in his voice, but they are not there, but it is bad.
I threw ice on his balls, tried to de-stimulate him with a dog carcass, but he just kept popping the protein.
It took him 3 days to die. And all the time he was firing the fuck juice, and he was begging to be shot.
Spunk expert explained to me that the whole body just gets consumed in producing semen. You can eat all day and all night, but you can't keep up when you're shooting the moisturizer like a fucked up oil rig.
He was just 20 kilos when he died. That is maybe about as big as 2 or 3 squirrels. And when they cremated him, they couldn't burn his testicles.
A guy with a gush is suddenly in big demand for cream scenes all over town. There are special agents for it. You see a black limo with a flashing light and a siren, chances are that's a jam wagon with some poor kid in the back, groin going off like a sick snake, gush agent clutching a supply of dick nappies, trying to cram in as many jobs as possible before the spunk turns red.
Yeah, it goes red and then it turns black. And that is when you'd better watch that you're not piling the pearls into St. Peter's dress. No, but it's not funny at all. And in the reality perception there is this tragic, and that is where it is. That is why I am doing only softcock porn now. These scenes where you just push it in with your thumb or a winkle poker and it is flaccid.
A lot of guys are going invertebrate now. But it's not easy to keep jelly when you're in a woman.
It is not much fun, softcock. It is like trying to tighten up a screw with a maggot. And keeping the lob in a sexy twat, that is very tricky. But I guess in the end it is beating, squirting up your squid to death. 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 Squid to death.
Kids' party's always a bit of a nightmare. So I just thought I'd hire a girl to fire ping pong balls out of her family. For the dads, really. Kids don't seem to mind.
Clubs? This weekend? All right. OK, beach flies. Some truly hexagonal dope on this weekend at the bop sheds and flash tunnels. Right? Oh no, that's ridiculous. Right. Loads of noise breaking out over Yorkshire, mainly due to DJ Amil Rightmate, featuring some nice trad garage at the Salty Gob in Leeds. He uses guns, by the way, and there's no floor in the club at all. Bit of a clash in Hull, with the Fabatoire and the Bauble right next door to each other. At the Fab, it's the Comical Beggars with 2 nervous guitarists doing strum and bass, while the Borb have DJ Guts featuring the classic sounds of the 7th of January 1998. I'll always remember going absolutely bald to that brilliant Sister Wendy remix of My Fly Had Puppies by Borborygmus. But back to now. It's 7-foot tall night at the Fussy Bender in Cardiff, so that'll be just those 3 geezers again, and that one lady if she turns up, each paying £200 on the door, and each, I have to say, ignoring the other 3 and acting like they owned the place and it was their home and they were watching television on a Wednesday. Sorry, I'm still getting flashbacks from New Year when I saw Keith Flint being rushed to hospital after claiming he could eat sodium. What a classic flourish. Saturday at the Vag in Glasgow, an all-nighter with DJ Boiled Mouse. Yes, making that creepy wisp of a noise and expecting people to dance? Come on. By 10:30 he's always in a tiz, claiming no one understands him, and by midnight he's usually being fished out of a nearby canal after another failed attempt to snuff his very naff little candle. So if you do go to that, leave the bollock to drown. Hey, Portishead, when you play live, how about some strip hop? Boozy girl naked. Very pleasant. At the Tube of Toothpaste in Reading, it's another fat lip all-nighter. Huge discounts if you let the bouncers lamp you on the way in, with DJ Lemsip and Catatonis Keris ironing beans in the background. Nicely understated, that. Like a bomb made out of jazz and feathers. Last time I was there, I spent quite a lot of time in the knob-out room. And finally, at the Loaded Knife in Brixton, entrance is free if you turn up with a haircut, DJ Microclimate churns out tons of Little Beat. They've got a couple of old sea lions there to test your drugs on, but make sure you know what an off-colour sea lion looks like. And I'm told at 6 a.m. there's a break in the music that lasts until June the 15th, when the show will reconvene for a further 5 minutes. Right? Oh no, that's ridiculous. Right. I'm off to the Jumping Up and Down in Camden, where it's Ed Sturton night to the beat of some steaming glass and midriff. Ooh, oily, oh boily. Will I be some fresh jazz kill by 3? Night, night, chow heads.
And as Joe Wiley is slowly chopped to pieces, Meat lips are clear, rubbing his genitals in a warm, pulpy mess.
My name is Graham Shive. I'm a computer salesman.
I'm Alison Shive, and this is our daughter Judy.
Hello.
We've always had a strong feeling with Judy that she's really a 45-year-old man trapped in the body of a 4-year-old girl.
So she's had an operation to fit her with the penis and testicle glands of a 45-year-old man.
Mummy, can I?
Look at that. You see, it's perfect.
We're particularly pleased with the balls.
Yes. I think the balls are excellent. You're a lot happier with those, aren't you, love?
Yeah.
When purse your lips and give full lung to whistle, and find the air affront ye head be full of teeth and bloody sputle. When shake you head at local paper story of a crime git, and hold the photo up and say, he shames us all, this felon, look. Then read the silence, look again, and see that he is you, this long lens shifty bugger in a park. When no one pays you any heed at all, except the drab-clothed men who sometimes pick you up and van you to the fens and shave your head and make you wrestle pigs, stark naked, smeared in jam. And when you walking dog, click, here boy, call the children over, pat his head, no, he won't bite. But they all scream and run, befreaked by crusty flaps of skin, dried sinew, teeth and hair that you've been dragging round since you unlocked the shed and found him eyeless, stiff and putrid after 7 months of careless oublié. Then welcome. Huckster pears, welcome. In blue jam, blue jam, blue jam, blue jam, blue jam, blue jam.
What about you signing a copy of the book, dedicating it to William and Harry, and we'd send the book to Eton to be presented to the boys by a Diana lookalike?
Well, I mean, I think